Good day, ma'am. This is my report about Sigmund Freud 5 stages of psychosexual development in children. According to Freud, personality development takes place through the constant activation of the life instinct. For him, the first 5 years of life are determined for the formation of personality. The following is a tabular presentation of the theories psychosocial and psychosexual. This is the summary of the psychosexual stages according to Sigmund Freud. First is the oral, birth to 1 year. Infants find pleasure on doing oral activities like sucking, chewing, and biting. Hence, feeding activities are vital. In effect, infants wean so early or abruptly may later crave close contact and become over-dependent on the spouse. Oral stage in Freudian psychoanalytic theory, initial psychosexual stage, during which the developing infant's main concern are with the oral gratification. The oral phase in the normal infant has a direct bearing on the infant's activities during the first 18 months of life. For the newborn, the mouth is the all-absorbing organ of pleasure. Freud said that through the mouth, the infant makes contact with the first object of libido or the sexual energy, and it is the mother's breast. Oral needs are also satisfied by thumb sucking or inserting environmental objects such as dolls, other toys, or blankets in the mouth. Freud believed that oral phase begins to shift towards the end of an infant's first year to the anal region. Next is the anal stage, 1 to 3 years. Gratification is primarily caused by voluntary urination and defecation. Those toilet training produce major conflict between children and parents. The emotional climate that parents create can have lasting effect. For example, children who are punished for toilet accidents may be messy, turvy, or wasteful. During the anal stage, Freud believed that the primary focus of the libido was on the controlling bladder and the bowel movements. The major conflict at this stage is toilet training. The child has to learn to control their bodily needs. Developing this control leads to a sense of accomplishment and independence. According to Freud, success at this stage is dependent upon the way in which parents approach toilet training. Parents who utilize praise and rewards for using the toilet at the appropriate time encourage positive outcome and help children feel capable and productive. However, not all parents provide the support and encouragement that children needs during the stage. Some parents punish, ridicule, or shame a child for accident. According to Freud, inappropriate parental responses can result in a negative outcome. If parents take an approach that is too lenient, Freud suggested that an anal expulsive personality could develop in which the individual has a messy, wistful, or destructive personality. If parents are too strict or begin toilet training too early, Freud believed that an anal retentive personality develops in which the individual is stringent, orderly, rigid, and obsessive. Next stage is the phallic stage, 3 to 6 years. Genital stimulation causes gratification at this stage. Children develop incestuous desire for the opposite sex parents or the Oedipus complex for boys and Electra complex for girls. Anxiety stemming for this conflict causes children to internalize the sex role characteristic and the moral standards of their same-sex parental rival. Freud suggested that during the phallic stage, the primary focus of the libido is on the genitals. At this stage, children also began to discover the differences between male and female. Freud also believed that boys began to view their father as a rival for their mother's attention or affection. The Oedipus complex describes as these feelings of wanting to possess the mother and the desire to replace the father. However, the child also fears that he will be punished by the father for these feelings, a fear Freud termed castration anxiety. The term electrocomplex has been used to describe a similar set of feelings experienced by young girls. Freud, however, believed that girls instead experience penis in bay. Eventually, the child begins to identify with the same-sex parent as a means of vicariously possessing the other parents. For girls, however, Freud believed that penis in bay was never fully resolved, that all women remain somewhat fixated on the stage. During the stage, the superego continues to develop while the id's energy are suppressed. Children develop social skills, values, and relationship with peers and adults outside the family. The development of the ego and superego contribute to the stage of calm. This stage begins around the time the children enter school and become more concerned with peer relationship, hobbies, and other interests. Next stage is the latency stage, 6 to 11 years. Traumas of the phallic stage cause sexual conflict to be repressed and sexual urge to be channeled into schoolworks and vigorous play. The ego and superego continues to develop as the child gains more problem-solving abilities at school and internalized societal values. The latent period is a time of exploration in which the sexual energy is repressed or dormant, dominant. This energy is still present, but it is sublimated into other areas such as intellectual pursuits and social interactions. This stage is important in the development of social and communication skills and self-confidence. As with the other psychosexual stages, Freud believed that it was possible for children to become fixated or stuck in this phase. Fixation at this stage can result in immaturity and an inability to form fulfilling relationship as an adult. Next stage is the genital stage, 12 years onward. Puberty triggers reawakening of social urge. Adolescents must now learn how to express these urges in socially acceptable ways. If development has been healthy, the mature sex instinct is satisfied by marriage and raising children. The onset of puberty causes the libido to become active once again. During the final stage of psychosexual development, the individual develops a strong sexual interest in the opposite sex. This stage begins during puberty but lasts throughout the rest of a person's life. Where in earlier stage the focus was solely on individual needs, interest in the welfare of other grows during the stage. The goal of this stage is to establish a balance between the various life areas. If the other stage has been completed successfully, the individual should now be real, balanced, warm, and caring. Unlike many of the earlier stages of development, Freud believed that the ego and superego were fully formed and functioning at this point. Younger children are ruled by the id, which demands immediate satisfaction of the most basic needs and wants. Teens in the genital stage of development are able to balance their most basic urges against the need to conform to the demands of reality and social norms. This is the classroom in the 21st century. Classrooms in the 21st century are filled with a variety of students in terms of needs, abilities, talents, and potential. Hence, understanding the unconscious feelings of the varied learners may be used to motivate them. Another way to apply psychoanalysis by using role playing. During a controlled role play, the students can also realize how roles are played in a particular setting and stage. In a 21st century classroom, learner-directed activities can enhance initiative and leadership. Meanwhile, teachers should avoid ridiculing students' ideas because it can impede the flourishing of their initiative. Moreover, Giving students varied set of realistic goals and assigning specific jobs to them, like collecting papers and distributing handouts, will also give them a sense of accomplishment. Reducing inferiority among students can be aided by constant feedback to their performance. Teachers who live in the students without any report of improvement might cause learners inferiority. Providing role models to the adolescent learners and teaching them about gender equality may increase the awareness of their self-identity and self-worth. Opportunities to incorporate academic success into their identities can also boost the appreciation of their work as a future professionals. The lesson in this capsule. Erik Erikson took Freud's controversial psychosexual theory and modified it into an eight-stage psychological theory of development. In each of Erikson's stages, conflicting ideas must be successfully resolved. Erikson also expanded upon Freud's stages by discussing the cultural implication of development. Certain cultures may need to be resolved stages in different ways based on their cultural and survival needs. Thank you.